Hello, today we're going to talk about face expressions, more on eye darts and eyebrows. First, let's start off with the simple blink of an eye. So what I've done is I set up my blinks to be 2 frames down, about 3 frames up, holding about 1 or 2 frames in the middle. Let me throw on some controllers so you can sort of see. Here's my blink controls right here. Here's my first blink. I'm going to go over a few blinks and the reason why we blink and the reason when to use and when not to use blinks. So when you first want to use blinks, obviously you want to blink to moisten your eyes like in real life. For acting, you want to blink to break up stuff like facial expressions when you're just staring at something, or to keep the characters to make them feel more alive. But try not to do it excessively, or else it'll just feel like it's overdone. Uh, you want to use blinks, and when you have head movement, a change of thought, or if you're constantly like staring at something, and specifically eye movement, you want to use the eye movement. Say if you're when you're changing your head direction, you want your eyes to sort of fall in the direction that your head's change or looking at, obviously. And when your eyes are moving, they move more on like linear. If you ever study your face and just look at somebody when they're looking, their eyes move like in darts. And you can either use step key to move the eyes around, or what I like to do is I like to use like one frame after another. I'll usually put a frame down and then drag down a timeline and put that same key down so it stays there. And then over 1 or 2 frames, I'll have the eye dart to the next position it needs to look at. But let's go back to blinking. To make a generic blink, I normally put 2 frames apart to get the eye closed. Now I have it closed for like a frame. You can have it closed about a frame or two, and then have it start to open. Take about 3 or 4 frames to open the eye. Usually your eye blinks faster when it closes because actually your eye being closed is the natural, I guess, position. Like when you sleep, your eyes aren't forced to sleep. They're just, your muscles are getting so weak that your eyes is closed. But your eyes closed to hurry up and moisten your eyes, and it takes a while to open because it's still, say it's gooey or whatever. But simple blink. So 2 or 3 frames down, hold the frame about 1 frame of it closed, and then slowly opening it around 2 or 3 frames. I have it to where halfway, I have it open up sort of fast to about frame 6. Like right here is frame 13 is closed. I used about 3 frames to get it to like this halfway motion, and have it slowly go to its full blown motion, or full blown open up. It helps sell the idea that my eyes blinked and that my eyes are now adjusting to being open again. And here I have another blink, and on this blink is similar to the same thing I had previously, but this one I use more same down, same close, but I have it. This one I have it sort of go extend over the natural eye movement or eyebrow position. Like this one I have it open up to about halfway open to go in full extent. This one I have it open up all the way, overextending the eye motion and going back to its natural rest position. This gives a different feel to the eye blink. And also when your eye is blinking, notice how I sort of have the pupils sort of start to look down as the eye blinks. If you look at people real closely, when their eye blinks, their eye pupils, they go down a little bit because the eye muscle is just reacting that way to make it go down. And then when it opens up, you can sort of see the eye sort of moving back into place. It helps sell more lifelike. No matter how much you want to do, whether it's cartoon or realistic, your eyes are probably the most thing you want to try to hit realistically, and or just over exaggerate, I guess, like the expressions of it, because the eyes tell a lot of the story of a character. So this one I have the eyebrows reacting to the eye blink. So the eyes close, the eyebrows tend to come down a little bit, and then right before the eyes start to open, the eyebrows start to come up. That actually helps sell more of the eye blink and more of expressions and more of him either thinking or going into the next expression with the eyebrows. I want to speak briefly on the eyebrows. The eyebrows show a lot of emotion but do not need to move in tangents of, like, from one frame. Let me just grab the eyebrows. Notice how I have it, like, they go down, then they come up, and they sort of stay at this position for a while. You don't want it to slowly go back into another position. That makes it feel like it's just your eyebrows are just sort of floating on their own free will. Try to adjust the eyebrows according to what your actual thought process is of the character thinking and where the eyes are at. Like here he's looking to my screen right, so I have this eyebrow up because he's looking that way to give it more emphasis that, hey, something in this direction he's looking at, not only because his eyes are there, because his eyebrow, and it's giving him more interest. Because you can do a lot with the eyebrows, but try to have the eyebrows hold until a certain position until the eyes either move back into a position or another blank happens or another feeling comes across or thought process comes across the character. Now with this one also, I did the eye dart within the eye blank. This eye blink is mostly used when the head's moving. So theoretically, the head would start moving around here, the eye would blink. Then as the eyes open up, the eyes are already looking in the direction that the head's going to be pointed in. And this, normally you want to use this every time, not every time, but most of the time your character has a thought and he turns to look at somebody. It'll just give it a lot more appeal to it. So this one was real short, brief lecture, but so let this play through so you can sort of see the eyes at work, the different ones. And then also when you can look at people, when people are talking, you don't have the eyes stay still. Most of the time the eyes dart back and forth because when you're conversating with somebody, they're looking at your eyes. So they look at the right eye, the left eye, the right eye, the left eye as you're talking. You can see this too when you actually talk to somebody. You can notice some of these things. So next time you have a conversation with somebody, see if you can pick some of that stuff up. And that's actually a lot of where your experience is going to come from, is now that I have mentioned this to you, next time you do talk to somebody, or when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're talking, or just looking at yourself in the mirror, look at what your eyes do. And you'll notice that you can't stare at both the eyeballs at the same time. So you'll sort of focus on one and then look at the other. And then when you do focus back to try to look at both of them, you're almost literally either looking at the center of their face or just in general their forehead. So with this, go ahead and start polishing up faces and keep your eyes out. All right.